One of the things that I used the iPad for was for helpful class administration. For example, one of the things that we need to do in PE often is switch groups and teams, and I found an app called TeamShake that helps me do this fairly quickly and seamlessly. What I do is I input the students into the app, just a quick upload using Excel, and then select the number of teams I want and press the shake button, and it immediately puts students into that number of teams randomly. If I didn't like, for some reason, the groups that it came up with, I can press reshake and it comes up with a new list of students in each group. And so this was a great way of saving time. So helpful to save time when I've only got 30 minutes of a class session and usually a variety of activities that need to happen during that class session. And so this was a great time saver for me. Next thing was a paperless all-in-one notebook. There's so many things that I needed to document as part of a PE class setting, whether it's a student injury, an excuse note that comes from a parent, behavior concerns, any of those things that I need to document. You can imagine there's quite a few of them. I found an app called Evernote, and this helps me to be able to keep a variety of different formats, file formats, in all-in-one space. So, for example, I have a picture here of a student injury note that came in from a parent, as well as an audio clip of what I observed the student doing, as well as the opportunity to take pictures of the student or video, and I can sort it by student. I keep it all in one area for each student, and I can email those reports to the parents or teacher or principal or whoever needs to know, and this is extremely helpful in being able to keep a variety of different files in one location for each student. The next thing is probably the most commonly used app that I found, and that is called ClassDojo. It's a behavior tracking system, and basically what it is, it's a way to keep track of how students are doing in PE class. And so I was able to upload all of my student class lists and then customize the list of behaviors, because obviously it's a different set of behaviors that we might see in PE as opposed to in the classroom or some other setting. And so if a student was showing positive behaviors, I select their avatar and give them a positive point by clicking on the behavior that I saw, and the same thing if it's a negative. So if you can see on the left, there are little green circles by some of the avatars. That means those students are showing more positives than negatives. If you see a red circle, that means they're showing more negatives than positives. And so that was very helpful for me to kind of see what students are struggling. On the right-hand side, one of the other functions that I really appreciated was the fact that I could see an entire class setting. So you can see there's a pie chart, and it shows 73% positive, and it shows me a little breakdown of each of the different behaviors that I might see and about how much I'm seeing from each of those. There was one function that I didn't use from this particular app, and that is a parent contact. I'd like to implement that next year, and basically it's a way for, I just give every parent a passcode and password, and they can log in and see exactly how their child is doing, whether they're getting positive feedback or if they're showing negative behaviors, and what those behaviors are. And so I think that'll be a much more proactive way to interact with parents. As you can imagine, trying to interact with the parents of 350 to 400 students is not very easy, and so I think this will be a little bit better way to be proactive about that. Okay, some of the challenges that I've faced in using the iPads this year, one of them was wireless connectivity. We don't have wireless currently in the gym facility at our school, and so being able to connect wirelessly would have been much more helpful. I was able to connect wirelessly if I stepped out of the gym and went out on the blacktop area toward the main building. And so that's what I would do in between classes, is head out there, download what I needed to do, and then get back in before the next class started. And that was okay, but I think it would be much more beneficial if I was able to do it actually in the gym. The second thing was managing student use of the iPads, making sure that they were used safely and appropriately. Thankfully, we didn't have any trouble with that this year with our students. They did a great job keeping them safe and not letting them get hit by balls or bats or anything else that might happen in PE. But it's just something that I needed to be aware of. Third one was getting accessories. I really wanted to have a projector to use with the iPads and maybe even have it mounted so that it's up there constantly and I could maybe show a video up on the wall. And yet that's a little bit cost prohibitive at this point. So that's something to look forward to in the future, hopefully. And then the fourth one was mostly a challenge at the beginning, was getting apps installed. I wanted to make sure that we did it correctly using the district protocol for getting apps from the App Store. And so with any new process, there's a learning curve. It took a little while for us to get that figured out, but once we did, it was much better after that.